Armagus, Void Dweller, Olga. Whew, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Chaos Head NoaH. Last time, Takumi's quote-unquote relationship with Yua ended as in a way that's very similar to what sadly was expected. It was just way too good to be true. She was actually investigating the murders, the new gen murders. And basically her whole persona that she put on was just a front. And I just feel so bad for Takumi. Yeah, chapter 2. Load the data, yep. Oh my god. But more startlingly, like, I don't know what she did to, like, get onto his path in the first place, like in her investigation, but she said that he had those pictures of the that were sent by Shogun. First of all, she said that he has some serious mental issues, sadly. You know, because he doesn't remember doing that. And like, didn't his friend also see Shogun log on? Like, I could have sworn that the friend commented on it, didn't they? Like, oh, hello, Lucky Torius, yeah. And basically, what is being suggested by the game right now is that he might have, based on an incident with a school bus and a field trip, the ability to either predict or manipulate the future. Yeah, see, Grimm, so I don't think he can be Shogun if Grimm also greeted Shogun, because that would make zero sense. Like, if Shogun was like a figment of his imagination. Yeah. So, my god, I can barely hear what's going on. Oh, because there's no... So, yeah, so I really don't think that's the case, that it's him. Someone, but it's probably somebody in town using the same computer, I'd imagine. So I think that's just kind of confusing because, like, there's no way he could log on from two separate places in the world, in the city at once. Like, or rather make his messages appear in the past somehow. Grimm is his friend that he chats with, and Shogun is the mysterious person who posted the pictures of the murder, Void Dweller. And so, we're left off with here with, sadly, he's probably all shaken from Yua's betrayal. And Yua said she meant what she said, but I don't know. I really think that's her just trying to keep up, you know, the connection with the organization. Not with the organization, with him. Just in case she needs to, like, you know, contact him further for the investigation. I'm curious just to see what happens. It's so sad. That's also possible, Void Dweller, that someone stole his account info and changed the time and date settings. Very possible. Like, definitely some hacking is going on somewhere here. Alright, back to the story. The waiting room of the university hospital was filled to the brim with middle-aged people waiting to be examined. The view hadn't changed from a few years prior. Oh, it's his thoughts. It almost made me feel as if time itself had stopped there. Moreover, everyone there looked miserable, and the smell of disinfectant pervaded the stagnant air. It was the kind of place that sucked all the life out of you and made you wish for the sweet embrace of death in 5 minutes tops. I didn't like hospitals. The way the lobbies had countless people, yet the corridors beyond felt completely devoid of them, it always freaked me out ever since I was a little kid. It almost felt like the corridors themselves absorbed and stewed in the stench of death. I always felt that there was when a hospital truly represented beyond its outer facade. I even thought that some horrifying creature was lying in wait deep within the quarters. Everybody in all these stories fucking hates hospitals. I loved hospitals. I I'm slowly realizing how weird of a sentiment that is, but I don't know. I think I've said on the stream before how when I was about 10 years old, I was in hospital for a very serious case of pneumonia. And I didn't know it at the time, but I could have died from that. And, but I had such a great time in the hospital because it didn't hurt. Like, the pneumonia, there was one night where I stayed up coughing all night and I couldn't sleep because of it, but that was before I went to the hospital about it. I just had a great time. I was able to just stay in the hospital bed, eat such delicious pizza. For whatever reason, that hospital had delicious pizza. And just play. My parents got me a Game Gear, which was a new system at the time. And I have permanent asthma, void dweller. But when I was 12 and 10, but actually I had it twice before, and then a third time a couple of years ago, I had a very serious case of pneumonia. Hello, Sloom. Welcome to the stream. And I was in the hospital for like a month. And I just thought, I don't know, I thought it was fucking paradisical. Just because I was able to play games. Hilarious, Olga. Oh my god. And I don't know, I was able to watch TV. And just and yeah, I missed some schoolwork, but people brought in my homework to do and it was fine. I didn't have to deal with people at school. No, that's just something I have to live with my whole life, void the asthma. Anyway, back to the story. But as I've gone through life, I've later found out that most people do not like hospitals at all. And my point of view is rather unique in that regard. I just think of it as a nice place. That was why I really didn't want to go there. But there was something I had to make sure of no matter what. So I found myself reluctantly waiting my turn in line for examination. Even when I tried to fully immerse myself in ESO, the bombshell that you had dropped on me continued to swirl around inside my head. I hadn't been able to concentrate for even a second. As a result, my mind had been torturing me with all various possibilities all the way until morning, and I had become genuinely scared that something was wrong with me. That was why I went to the hospital, to get an official stamp of approval from a medical professional that said Shijo Takumi is completely normal. I wanted to prove that it wasn't me who was abnormal, but you. Really? You're gonna use that? You're gonna use that term? An awful weird time to use humorous internet slang about that, but okay. It was used to coming to the hospital psych ward. Oh, he was? Really? He was? Wait, that's new. He's come there before. And yet when the grill at the reception asked, "Is this your first time?" I nodded without thinking. Ever since that bus accident, my mother had regularly taken me here for checkups. I see. During middle school, my physicians said that I had completely recovered, and I stopped going after that. This was my first time coming back in about 4.5 years. Oh, wow. Oh, the doctor looks like These all look like actual characters. Oh, wow. Look at that. Looks like, what is this, some secret government agent in the back? These people are awfully detailed and have unique hair colors to be NPCs. I don't know. My first position had been some senile professor who was supposed to have some authority in the field, but I'd only seen him a few times. And after that, someone else had taken over. a student of his or something. Yeah, these people are totally going to be important. Although, despite calling himself the other guy's student, he hadn't been particularly young. To be honest, he looked pretty old. Positive. The night before, I was reminded of something that Dr. Takashina had said.
ここは病気や怪我だけじゃなくて心にも効く病院なんだよ。
This hospital isn't just for physical injuries, but also for mental ones.
I hated hospitals, but that doctor had been very nice. He'd left a good impression on me, and I thought he was a good person. Well, even then, I'd still thoroughly fooled all the adults to the very end. That is, except Dr. Takashina. He'd seen through it all, and he was the one that declared me completely recovered. Yeah, he's definitely important.
調べてもらえれば。
If I can get him to examine me. I wondered what he'd say if he learned that I'd become an otaku freak. I mean, you don't have to say that. That doesn't have to do with anything. Nah, there was no way he'd remember me after all this time. Oh, there's another... Oh, I didn't realize there was another... something's happening. Uh-oh. What was that? Did I change world lines? Yeah, the PTS. Did I change world lines? Why is everything shaking? I think I changed world lines. Oh, shit. It didn't take long for me to be called into the examination room. I expected to be waiting there for quite a while, but I guess I was wrong. Why had there been so many people in the lobby then? Maybe they were being paid to sit there just to make it look busy. It was a different examination room than the one from 4 years ago. When I stepped inside, I was welcomed with a face I remembered dearly.
Yeah, Nishijo-kun.
There he is.
Hey there, Nishito-kun.
Dr. Takashina rose to his feet with a familiar smile, and then reached his hand out to me. Realizing he was searching for a handshake, I hurriedly reciprocated.
また君に会えて嬉しいよ。
It's so delightful seeing you again.
いや、嬉しいというのは変かな。
It's all woobly. Everything's shaking around.
Well, I suppose delightful might be a strange way of putting it.
君にしてみれば、またここに来るというのは辛いことなわけだからね。
After all, you must be having a really odd time for you to come back here again.
Despite it being 4 years since we'd last seen each other, he was incredibly friendly. My slight nervousness that I've been struggling with was eased in seconds.
それで、今日はどうしたんだい?
So, what brings you here today?
He gestured for me to sit down, so I did. Likely due to all the tension melting away, I told him everything about what had happened to me, and what might happen to me in the future. I stumbled over my words many times, probably because I wasn't used to talking so much, but Dr. Takashina didn't rush me. He listened to me intently with a serious look on his face, while offering occasional interjections to make sure I knew he was following. Hello, Mirage. Welcome to the stream. Of course, I also told him everything about Yua and the demon girl. I considered that doing so might be dangerous, but right now he was the only person I could rely on.
結論から先に言おうか。
Well then, that should be enough for me to tell you what's wrong.
After hearing everything I had to say, Dr. Takashina pondered for a moment, then began to speak.
君は正常だよ。
Nothing. You are perfectly normal.
But it's still woobly!
何の問題もない。
There's nothing wrong with you at all.
It's woobly.
本当ですか。
By the way, is this voice better for Takumi, or should I go back to the other one? Like, should I go back to this, or is this better? Like, which one? Like this, or like this? Like, which one do you think is better for Takumi? I'm trying to make it fit his character more. The less deep one is better? Okay. Are you sure?
もちろん。
Of course.
Those were the words I wanted to hear more than anything. I dragged myself to the hospital for the sole purpose of hearing them. I was scared that he'd tell me there was something wrong with me, and I had no idea what I would have done if he had. But getting checked out by Dr. Takashina had been the right choice after all.
むしろおかしいのはその楠木さんという女性だね。
Rather, the one who may have something wrong with her is that girl you mentioned, Kusunoki-san.
西条くんの話だけで判断するのは難しいが、おそらくその女性は精神的な障害を患って
Oh god, I have a feeling we ratted her out. Oh god. And that's bad. Oh boy. Like, she did talk me dirty, but I don't think she should be killed because of it. Oh god. I don't know, I just think this guy's gonna be a bad guy. I just have a feeling. Oh god.
It's difficult to judge from your story alone, but that girl may be suffering from some kind of mental disability.
Oh god.
今後君に危険を及ぼすような行動に出る可能性がある。
Oh god, no. I don't trust you.
There is a real possibility that she will take actions that will endanger you.
すぐに警察に通報しよう。
As such, we have to inform the police as soon as possible.
Huh? The police? True, that was probably the safest option. He was right. There had to be something wrong with Yua. She was batshit insane. The thought of her stalking me again sent shivers down my spine. Well, it looks like we're on her route.
もちろん、僕も責任を持って君を保護するつもりだ。
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I feel like I'm headed towards a bad ending. Oh god.
Of course, I intend to take full responsibility for your safety.
Looking at me with a powerful, reassuring gaze, Dr. Takashina clapped his hand on my shoulder encouragingly. He even handed me his business card, complete with his phone number.
何か問題が起きたらいつでも連絡をくれて構わない。
Oh god. No, that sounds like something that'll give me a bad ending. Oh god.
If any problems occur, do not hesitate to contact me at any time.
Yua may be kind of a jerk, but I don't think she's evil. Oh god. No.
24時間いつでも君のところに飛んでいくからね。
I'll be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just give me a call and I'll be there in a jiffy. To fucking kill you.
いいんですか？
Huh? Are you sure?
当たり前だよ。
Yeah.
Absolutely, you needn't even ask.
僕は 君の主治医なんだから。
I am your primary physician, after all.
I was on the verge of tears. I was truly grateful to be under his care. From the bottom of my heart. Doctors as good as him were hard to find nowadays.
悪魔女のことについても通報した方が良さそうだね。
Yeah, her, I think, should be reported.
Regarding the demon girl, I think it would be best to report her as well, don't you think?
西条君、君の見たその女がニュージェネの真犯人で間違いないよ。これはものすごい目撃証言だ。
I don't know. It sounds a bit too early in the story to conclude something like that. I don't know.
Nichijou-kun, the girl you saw must be the true culprit of New Gen. There's no mistaking it. You carry an incredible witness testimony.
Dr. Takashina seemed somewhat excited, but you couldn't tell from his tone. As always, he spoke calmly.
事件は西条君のおかげで解決だ。
These cases will all be resolved thanks to you, Nichijou-kun.
君は渋谷のヒーローだよ。
You're the hero of Shibuya. Shibuya,
I don't trust you. No!
僕はこの瞬間に立ち会えて実に光栄に思う。
Oh, God. Yeah, this is totally his imagination, right? But what's going on in the real world at this time? God.
I feel beyond honored to be standing here before you at this very moment.
I was a hero? Ah, there it is. The ESO music. It sounds so much like fucking Pokemon. I swear, this is the same sound font as Pokemon. Yes, Sarvegas! Link, you are the hero of Korodai! I won! Oh my god. This wasn't ESO. There was no way someone like me could be a hero. No way in hell. But when I imagined it, my face just about broke into a grin. Middle school girls, high school girls, college girls, MILFs, all of them would be screaming my name about how much they love me. I'd be renowned all over the world as one of the most charismatic people to ever live. Well, that's only middle school because he's 17 himself. You're right. Yeah, you're right, Void. It does sound like kind of Gen 4 Pokemon. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It really sounds like a parody of Pokemon. For sure. The Pokemon theme. Like, you could put this in a Pokemon game and nobody would question it. Like, I bet some Pokemon fan games use this track. Being a TV celebrity sounded cool and all, but I didn't want to appear in front of people, so I created a startup company instead. Really? Wait, do you have any business acumen? Yeah, I wouldn't want to appear in front of people either. Oh God! Then I'd become a hugely charismatic boss making the big bucks. I'd be surrounded by a harem of beautiful secretaries serving my every need. And of course, I'd trip all their flags and make them go crazy over me. I'd have a high-rise apartment in Roppongi and fire a bunch of cute maids. I'd feel like my own personal maid cafe. Of course, I'd be indulging in the endlessly passionate nightly services. JK, just kidding. I'm not that fucked up. I wanted life. Oh, that wasn't real. Okay, interesting. Wait a minute. If that was a delusion, then what about the whole scene with Yua? Was that a delusion or not? Huh. Wait. Like with Yua changing character and everything. But wait, was that a delusion or not? Now I'm confused. I abruptly came to my senses, only to find myself sitting on a sofa in the lobby. Because that was also a choice brought on by a delusion. Was it somehow different from the others? Like an end of the chapter choice? Unable to grasp what exactly was going on, I frantically looked around the room. Beside me was a hunched-over old lady. Her eyes were covered in wrinkles, so I couldn't tell whether she was asleep or awake. An anime old lady. I took a look at the clock above the reception desk, and I saw that I'd been waiting in the lobby for a full hour. Had that all been just a dream? You know what, Takumi, if you had a cell phone, you wouldn't be so bored. I hadn't slept last night, so had I dozed off while waiting? Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe he does have a split personality of some kind. Like that takes over when he does the delusions. How glorious it would be if that dream was actually real. Talk about disappointing. In the end, I found myself waiting for another 2 hours before my name was finally called. When I entered the examination room, it almost felt like the same events I'd seen in the dream were happening again. Dr. Takashina even appeared almost exactly like he had in the dream. It's probably just that he barely changed since the last time I saw him 4 years ago. But this time he didn't rise from his seat, nor did he offer to shake my hand. He looks a lot more serious. Hello, Emiya, welcome to the stream. Here's the real Dr. Takashina. But now I'm wondering, like, what about the whole thing with the reveal of Yua? Was that even real or not? Is any of this real or not? When you walk away, you don't hear me say. No, just okay. Hello, Seiya, welcome to the stream. Hello, Emiya, welcome to the stream.
How can I help you today?
And unlike the dream, he didn't seem especially happy to see me again.
西条です。
Well, I'm Nishijo.
ん？ああ、これはご丁寧に。
Yes, introductions are probably in order.
高階です。はじめまして。
Huh. He doesn't recognize him. I guess that makes sense.
My name is Dr. Takashina. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He bowed his head cheerfully. I was lost for words. Doesn't remember him. It's a pleasure to meet you. That was what he just said. He'd completely forgotten me. I shouldn't be surprised. It's been 4 years after all. But I truly believe that Dr. Takashina of all people, would remember me. Maybe that was arrogant, but I'd hope for it all the same. So my heart was overwhelmed with loneliness and emptiness when those expectations were smashed to pieces. It felt like my very existence was being denied. Hello, Strawberry. Welcome to the stream. Dr. Takashina started talking to me while making eye contact, but I averted my eyes.
無遊病かどうか調べてほしいと書いてあるが
It's written here that you wanted to check whether or not you've been sleepwalking, yes?
何かあったのかな
Should I take that to mean something happened during your normal sleeping hours?
Hello, Conway. Welcome to the stream. Right. I've written that on the questionnaire. But it was all meaningless now. He didn't remember me at all.
別にいいじゃん。
Who cares if he doesn't remember?
先生が覚えてようが覚えてなかろうが関係ないっしょ。最初の目的を忘れちゃダメ。
My god, it must be absolutely freezing where she is. Look at that shirt of hers. Oh my god, she's gotta be so fucking cold. Oh my god. Whether it remembers you or not, it's nothing to do with anything, doesn't it? Don't you dare go forgetting your mission. Woo-wee! For whatever reason, that magical girl has a southern accent, and it's not even of my doing. It looks like it's actually represented within the text there. Oh, right. I didn't come here to meet Dr. Takashina. I'd come here to prove that I was a completely healthy and sane human being. Our reunion was merely a bonus. Who gives a shit if he'd forgotten me? If Saraton hadn't stepped in and given me that advice, I would have come dangerously close to losing sight of myself. Whew. Is Saraton gonna be the final boss? I don't know. It feels like she will. Like, I don't know. Sarah seems to be like, or rather someone using the image of Sarah looks like she might be the final boss here, based on how she's treating Takumi in his own imagination. Like, as a representation of his fears. I don't know. That's what it feels like right now. I know I'm barely scratching the surface of the story. Yes, I would have come dangerously close to losing sight of myself. Whew. One thing like Takumi is that he's very tactful in real life IRL. Like, he usually doesn't say like his worst thoughts out loud, which is very nice of him, I have to say. He says like he has like really like it's kind of like a normal thing where like people like can think really bad things on the inside, but they don't necessarily speak it. And like, or act upon, or like really strongly act upon those feelings. And it's like, it's interesting that how much his inner thoughts differ from like what he knows like would be socially acceptable in front of other people.
自分でも知らないうちに外に出かけててパソコンで文章打っててそれを全く覚えてないなんてありえますか
Hello, Ushimi Beatrice. Welcome to the stream. Is doing unconsciously doing stuff like going outside and typing sentences on my PC without remembering any of it. Can that kind of thing happen?
Oh.
知り合いからそう指摘されて混乱しちゃって。
No, I really don't think that's the case, dude. I really think she's mistaken. You gotta remember about your friend. Your friend recognized Shogun too. If it was a hallucination of yours that you later did yourself in the computer at the cafe, then your friend would not have acknowledged the presence of the third person either. You gotta keep that in mind. And Yua should have even pointed that out, but now there's back to the question of, is that the real Yua? Because that was during a delusion, but was it really during a delusion or not? And if not, what was happening during real life at that time? So I don't know, like, like that delusion seemed different from all the others we've had so far. Someone I know pointed it out to me, and I've been so confused.
その知り合いの人が冗談を言っているっていう可能性はあると思うかい?
Do you think there's a possibility that this person is merely playing a prank on you?
Yua's eyes had been serious. It hadn't looked at all like she was messing with me. At the very least, I had no doubt that you would believe what she said.
わかりません。
I'm not sure.
なるほど。
I see.
ちなみにその知り合いとはどういう関係だろう? 恋人?
Huh. That's a weird question to ask.
Also, what kind of relationship do you have with this person? A romantic one?
Huh? Yeah, seriously! Where the hell did that come from? And what did it have to do with anything? Was I missing something here?
いや、言い方が悪かったかな。じゃあ言い直そう。
Well, that might not have been a good way of putting it. I'll rephrase.
その知り合いの人は、君が意識もないまま
yeah, I
歩き
get
回っ
it.
ている
Yeah.
のを実際
Walking
に
around
目
while
撃したの
unconscious,
か
yeah.
な。
Like someone he was sleeping with seeing that would make sense. Yeah. I see what he was getting at. But Doc, he's a teenager, and do you think he looks like a playboy that would be like having sex as a teen? Like seriously.
Did this person you know actually witness you walking around while unconscious?
Oh, so that's what he meant. I shook my head.
じゃあ証拠はないわけだ。
So that means there's no evidence of it.
Yeah, this doc is much less sus, yeah, than the one in his is in his delusion. Definitely Hall Mirage. I once again shook my head.
そいつ探偵気取りっていろいろ証拠を突きつけてきて。
They acted like a detective. Confronting me with evidence and stuff.
そういうことか。
I see.
ちなみにこれまでにも無遊病の兆候はあったかい?
While we're on the topic, have you ever showed any signs of sleepwalking before now?
いえ。
He does have tiny eyes, but that's because he's a grown-up. He's an older man in anime. Only young people have bigger eyes. No.
朝目覚めたらいつものベッドじゃなくて違う場所で寝てたっていうことは過去に一度でもあった?
Have you ever experienced waking up in the morning only to find yourself in a different location than you had gone to sleep in?
I don't think he has.
いえ。
No.
じゃあその知り合いに言われたのが初めてっていうことだね。
So that would mean that the event this person told you about is the first time you believe you experienced it, correct?
After nodding weakly, I steeled myself and spoke.
僕寝てないんです。
Really? Oh, this sounds like some Fight Club shit to me. Oh boy. I haven't slept.
もしかして怖いのかな。でもそんなに深刻になる必要はないよ。
Is that scaring you? If so, I assure you it isn't anything serious.
いや、その
No, That's not what he meant. But I couldn't figure out how to explain it, and it was too late to say it out loud anymore. I was too flustered. After scribbling something on a medical form, Dr. Takashina swiveled away from me in his chair and leaned forward towards the back of the examination room.
葉月くん、ちょっと。
Hazuki-kun, a moment, please.
はい。
Four eyes pan. Of course, Doctor! The young nurse rushed over to him. Oh wow, it would be an achievement for her showing up. Jeez. And Dr. Takashina showed her the form. As he did so, he whispered for her to do something, and she quickly withdrew to the back of the room. Getting a medicine, I guess, or well, yeah. Oh wow, something sus might be going on. Jeez. What had that been about? The doctor turned back towards my puzzled self. Then, in a gentle voice, began to explain to me how sleepwalking worked. When a person falls asleep, they first begin non-REM sleep before eventually progressing to REM sleep. Non-REM sleep is a deeper sleep where the brain hibernates and brain activity ceases. Meanwhile, REM sleep is a kind of sleep where the body is resting, but the brain is active in a state that's fairly close to being awake.
無遊病はノンレム睡眠の時に起きやすいって言われてる。
Sleepwalking is believed to more easily occur during non-REM sleep.
脳が通常の活動をしていないから普通の受け答えとかは成立しにくいけど、ちゃんと返事もするし、階段などを踏み外さずに上り下りすることだってできる。
No, I haven't ever sleepwalked before.
With the brain not performing its usual activities, it's difficult for it to formulate normal responses. It can still respond accurately to a certain degree, however, even allowing actions such as climbing up and down a staircase without a single misstep.
原因としては精神的なストレスを抱えている時になりやすいんだ。
One cause of it is when experiencing severe mental stress. It can easily occur then.
子供に多い症状だけど、成人でもよくある症状なんだよ。これで分かっただろ？深刻になることはないって言った意味が。
It's a common symptom in children, but it also often occurs in adults. That should explain it, yes. That's what I meant by it being nothing serious.
Okay. But I hadn't been sleeping. Even though I hadn't been sleeping, I'd still done things I didn't remember. The time Shogun had been posting it from room 37 in the chat room should have been when I was busy playing ESO. Could sleepwalking really be possible there? I wanted to ask him that, but he was already moving to a different topic.
無遊病かどうかを調べる方法としては
Oh, looks like OBS fucked up and then unfucked itself. Okay, everything's going good. Okay.
I don't have many ways to check whether or not you've been sleepwalking. As for the most quick and easy way, well, we'd have you lie down on this bed right here.
ただ特定条件じゃないと発生しない場合もあるかもしれない。例えば自分のベッドじゃないとダメとか。
Everything was fine on your end, Olga? Okay, good.
However, there may be certain conditions that need to be met in order for it to occur. For example, it might not happen if you aren't lying on your own bed.
Wait, no, nobody said Takuru.
意識がない状態で出歩くにしても目的もなくふらふらと歩き続けるのか。
While you may be walking around in an unconscious state, you could be walking around aimlessly.
それとも何らかの脅迫観念があってそれに影響されて何らかの一連の目的を持って出歩いているのか。
Or you could be being driven by something compulsive, leading you to walk around with a series of goals.
それに君の精神状態についても特定の条件下じゃないとダメかもしれない。自宅のベッドの上ならリラックスできるけどここじゃリラックスのしようがないわけだ。
Maybe he should film himself or something. Like have a security camera.
Moreover, it could also require specific conditions in regards to your mental state. For example, you would be able to relax in your bed at home, but you'd have no way of relaxing here.
どうする？とりあえず寝ていってみるかい？
Well, what do you think? Would you like to try sleeping here regardless?
He had nothing to lose, so he didn't see a reason not to try. Then, after I proved I wasn't sleepwalking, I could try the real question I had in mind. I'm yawning? Really? I thought I... Wait, I am? I didn't hear myself yawn. Wait, really? What, was I? I did not hear it. The nurse from before, Hazuki-san or something, guided me over to the hospital bed located at the back of the room. As it wasn't a bed meant for sleeping, it was firm and uncomfortable. Then again, considering the sofa I usually slept on, that shouldn't pose any problems for me.
3時間くらいしたら起こしに行きますから。
I'll come wake you up in about 3 hours from now. This nurse was pretty damn cute. As I lied on the bed, I took a quick peek at her face while being careful to avoid eye contact. Look at you, Takumi, liking 3D people now, or anime. Her baby face made her look kind of unreliable, and she even had this almost despondent aura about her. Yeah, this she does. But she's doing her job pretty well. She felt like a heroine right out of a classic eroge. Oh, God! With kinky hospital sex. Oh,
できる
God,
だけ目は
dude.
離さないようにしていますので、安心して眠ってくださいね。
I'll make sure to keep a close eye on you. So please relax and have a nice rest, okay? Basically, if symptoms of sleepwalking occurred, like I started walking around on my own, she'd make sure to take care of me.
それではごゆっくり。
Well then, good night. After giving a slight smile, the nurse closed the curtain and left the hospital room. Now surrounded by a pure white curtain, I took a deep breath. All around me, I could hear the voices of doctors examining patients, the sound of nurses running around, and the sound of the door to the examination room opening and closing. Uh-oh, it sounds like they're going to do some kind of experiment on him. He definitely seems like he has a plan here or something, the doctor. Yeah, I doubted I'd be able to relax here. Could I actually fall asleep like this? Oh, looks like he can. Figuring I had nothing to lose, I closed my eyes. No matter what I did, my mind refused to think of anything other than that corpse that had been massacred and crucified with stakes, as well as the gory pictures Shogun had sent me. So I forcibly conjured Seroton into my head. No! Oh no!
タッキー、外出嫌いなのに病院来るなんてすごい。
Taki, you're amazing for going out to the hospital even though you hate going outside.
私前から思ってたんだけどさ、タッキーって実はすごく強い男の子だよね。
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but like, you're actually super duper strong, aren't you, Taki? Sarah animatedly moved about in my delusion. Her cute voice chirped for me. No, Sarah bad.
私、そんなタッキーの強さが好き。
I really love how strong you are.
それに、タッキーは無遊病なんかじゃないよ。私、毎日タッキーのこと見てる。
Wow, that's
だから
creepy.
わかるさ。
Sarah, I think you're a bad. Oh, I get to do a double click here. Wow. Wow, I get to click twice. Also, Taki, you know you don't sleepwalk, right? I watch you every day, so of course I'd know. I'm a gosh darn Taki expert. I already clicked, it's not letting me click again.
三次元女になんか騙されちゃダメだぞ。タッキーには私が
No,
許す
fuck
よ。
you. No, you're bad. You're not nice. I don't trust you. Can't let those 3D girls trick you. Besides, you got me here, righto?
またコンテナハウスで二人きりで過ごそうね。ボケなす。
Let's spend time in that container house again. Just the two of us. You big dum-dum. Seroton. You're so cute, Seroton. No! She really was my ideal waifu. There wasn't a single woman better than her. 3D? The fuck was that? Get the fuck out of here with that 3D shit. I wanna go home already. I wanna go home with Seroton. Welcome me back with a smile. Wait for me, okay, Seroton? I'll be coming home soon. Ooh, changing world lines again. She opened the door to the examination room and was greeted by the doctor's smiling face.
今日はどうしました？
How can I help you today?
Ignoring the question, she examined her surroundings. The examination room was not particularly large. Atop the doctor's desk sat one blank medical chart, then another that was filled out in a language that was not Japanese. I took intro to psychology, but that's about it. No, just as an elective in college. Oh, who is this? They called her Demon. Is he having a delusion about the pink-haired girl? They called her a demon. Everyone did. Even her own parents. Had she always been a demon? Or did everyone calling her one cause her to become one? After all this time, it did not matter to her either way. Regardless, she had slaughtered 8 people over the past month or so. Society called it madness, casting her actions into the realm of infamy. But from her perspective, they were nothing more than numbers. She was a demon after all.
何か気になりますか?
Is something the matter?
もし気になるものがあるなら言ってください。どかしますから。
If there's anything troubling you, you're welcome to tell me about it. I'll do whatever I can to help.
He was very sensitive to the needs of his patients, something befitting of a psychiatrist. Finding this truly heartwarming, she opened the bag she had brought along. And from that bag, she slowly took out, severed heads or something? Oh! A 24-centimeter long kitchen knife. Oh no! He's gonna wake up and he's gonna die!
それとももっと広い部屋に
Uh-oh, he's gonna be the next victim, and Takumi is gonna be right in the thick of it. Oh boy.
Or perhaps changing to a more spacious room would...
The doctor cut his offer short upon seeing the knife. His face stiffened. Sensing his terror, she gave a gentle smile. The doctor would be the knife. He had not been her intended target, but she might as well make the most of the opportunity. Uh-oh. Placing her back on the ground, she approached the doctor with long, soundless strides. Then, maintaining her fierce momentum, she flew towards the doctor's chest and plunged the knife deep inside. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah! The knife slipped past his ribcage, reaching his heart. Its single thrust had spelled the end of the doctor's life. The doctor, now no more than an object to her, collapsed against her body. For a moment he supported his weight with that so that she could remove the knife. And then once she was done, she knocked the object away with her elbow. Uh-oh, the nurse. Oh, you gotta run! Ah! The object was lying face up on the floor. Its white coat dyed a deep crimson. The nurse who had run over to investigate the commotion let out a scream. In one large step, she trampled over the doctor's corpse and slashed the nurse with the knife. Uh-oh. Fresh blood danced through the air. While it was no fatal wound, it lightly etched a rough scar on the docile-looking nurse's face. Oh boy. Oh boy. With a scream, the nurse clutched at her face and crashed to the floor. Oceans of blood spilled off in the gap between her fingers. Ignoring this, she continued toward the back of the examination room. She's going for Takumi. The 10th would not be the nurse. It was a momentous occasion. The 10th, double digits. So that had to be the target she had originally come for. Everything around her was chaos. The other patients and nurses had long since screamed and ran away. But she did not lend an ear to their cries. She simply searched for him, someone who was most definitely there. Her eyes stopped on a curtain. Curtain was partitioning off a section of the room that was between 2 to 3 square meters large. A section that likely contained a bed. There you are. Her heart trembled with jubilation. The sheer thought of killing him made her neither regions or hot. Oh God. She slowly closed the gap between her and the curtain. Then, instead of opening it normally, he slashed at him with a knife. I see the slash. When she peeked open the newly opened gap, he was lying on the bed just like she had expected him to be. I found you. Now that she had seen him, she could no longer contain herself any longer. She pushed away through the curtain. Now she stood right by the bed. Oh no. See, he looks pretty nice. He was sleeping with a slightly pained expression on his face. She combed her fingers through his hair, stroking it ever so gently. He did not awaken. Gripping the knife with both hands with an underhand grip, she raised her arms high above. Her target was simple. His heart. With a single thrust, just like the doctor before you. Oh, with a single thrust, just like the doctor before you, I'll put you to rest. Overwrought with feelings of pure rapture, with every ounce of strength she had, she swung down the knife. Oh, did I get a bad end already? Okay, it really was his dream, but oh god, he's gonna open the door and there's gonna be blood everywhere. Oh god. I sprang up only to find myself on the bed like before. My heart was pounding like crazy. I checked my chest. There was no wound anywhere, nor was there any blood. I was unharmed. I examined my surroundings. The curtain was closed. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god. He's gonna open it to find everyone like fucking dead. Oh boy. He definitely hadn't been slashed him with a kitchen knife. I carefully placed my hand on the curtain. When I opened it... Oh my god! Yup! And when I saw the doctor and Hazuki-san collapse on the floor covered in blood. When that delusion appeared in my mind, I began to tremble all over again.
夢だよな。
Oh, he was thinking of his dream then. That was just a dream. Yeah. Hello, Main Strange. Welcome to the stream. I couldn't work up the courage to open the curtain. What if there was a sea of blood right past it? What if the demon girl was standing there holding a knife? The terror of those thoughts completely incapacitated me. Then, right at that moment... Oh, they're all still alive. Oh, good. Woo! Okay, it really wasn't a dream. Unless that's something that happens later that he predicted the future of. Ah! The curtain was open from the outside. I couldn't help but scream and I tumbled off the bed.
大丈夫ですか?
Is everything all right? Yes. I timidly looked up at her. Hazuki-san was looking down at me with wide eyes. Her white coat had no trace of blood and her face didn't have any stab wounds either.
ごめんなさい。驚かせてしまって。
I'm very sorry for giving you such a fright.
起きているとは思わなかったので。
I didn't think you were awake, which is why I came in.
いえ。
Oh, yes. I just... Well, no. God, it was pathetic. With my head still hanging down, I sluggishly rose to my feet. My heart was beating out of my chest and it just wouldn't stop. But thank God it's just been a dream. It was like watching a horror movie.
本当に大丈夫?
Are you sure you're all right? Hazuki-san peered at my face, her worry evident. I felt beyond embarrassed that I couldn't look up at her. Just nodding was the best I could do.
少しうなされていたみたいでしたけど。
You must have been having a bit of a bad dream.
怖い夢を見て。
I had a scary dream.
そう。
I see. What time was it? How long I've been sleeping for? I asked Hazuki-san that very question. Surprisingly enough, I'd slept for a full 3 hours. I guess I've been more exhausted than I realized.
でも無遊病の症状は結局出ませんでしたよ。
But ultimately, you showed no signs of sleepwalking. Hazuki-san's reassuring voice conveyed that to me.
まあ今日はたまたま症状が出なかっただけかもしれないから無遊病でないっていう断定はできないですけど。
Well, it's possible that symptoms didn't occur today by chance. So we can't definitively say you haven't been sleepwalking. No, I don't really think I'm a sleepwalker, so... More importantly, I had to ask the doctor that really important question. But I couldn't see him anywhere. As I looked around, Hazuki-san handed me a blank form. Not really focusing all that hard, I took it from her and ran my eyes over it. The fill-in-the-blank style form.
それはあなたの心理状態を把握するためのチェックシートです。心理テストのようなものね。それを書いてくれたら今日はもう帰っていいって先生が。
It's a checklist to assess your mental condition. It functions more or less like a psychological test. And the doctor said you can go home after filling it out.
先生は
Where's the doctor?
ごめんなさい。ずっと診察が続いてて。
I'm very sorry. He's very busy with other patients right now.
来週まで様子を見て、まだ改善が見られないようならもう一度来てくださいって。
He said to see how things go until next week. To come again if there's no sign of improvement. Then again, it wasn't like he was my primary physician or anything. I supposed. He'd probably just given Hazuki-san a bunch of directions to get me out of here. Well, I guess that means there was pretty much no point to be coming to the hospital today. I really want to ask Dr. Takashina about someone that wasn't controlling me. Whatever it meant. Really chilling symptom, so I didn't want to leave without getting an answer. That being said, I didn't have the courage to demand Hazuki-san bringing him back to see me, especially when she already looked so apologetic. Reluctantly, I decided to give the test a try. Guess I read about my symptoms on the back of the sheet or something. If I did that, I should be able to get another examination scheduled for next week.
チェックシートは質問に対してイエスかノーかだけを答える簡単なものですから。
The test is very simple. Each question you answer with either yes or no.
当てはまる点があったらイエスにチェックしてくださいね。
If the question is applicable to you, please mark the box labeled yes.
今後の西条さんの治療に対する参考にしますから、じっくり考えて答えてください。
It will be used as a reference so we can personalize your treatment going forward. So please consider your answers carefully. Hazuki-san went out of her way to explain the procedure thoroughly. The test had some strange questions mixed in. Ooh, interesting. Ones you wouldn't normally expect to run at a hospital. It really did seem like some sort of psychological test. Would they really be able to actually learn something from questions like these? Hazuki-san stared at me intently. She showed no signs of leaving. It wasn't like she had nothing else to do or anything. It was more like she was monitoring, watching over me or something. My nervousness of being watched made it hard for me to think clearly. But I guess she was just doing her job. Either way, I know I ought to fill out the test quickly. Oh, we got to fill it out. Oh my god. Oh, the God's gaze thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god. I feel like I'm fucking him over by saying yes. Jeez. Wow, look at this. I'm just trying to see, yeah. I'm just trying to fill it out as Takumi. Yeah. I imagine he can. Like, he's very, I think Takumi could do this. Given, like, yeah, I think that's probably true. Okay, how do you say you're done? Oh, you can scroll down. Okay. Oh, wow. That's definitely true. Let's see. You have been in a dream which you knew were a dream. Like, I'm pretty sure that's true for him. And I don't think that's, I don't know enough about him to answer the other ones. I'm probably sure he thinks that. Alright, let's go. Nozomi.
はい、お疲れ様でした。
I hope I'm not screwing him over by answering those kind of things. There's probably a few that trigger something in the game, I'd imagine. Thank you so much for your time. Hazuki thanked me as I answered the final question, despite the fact that I hadn't said anything. I felt pretty embarrassed being watched the whole time. My face was probably bright red. Because of that, I avoided looking at Hazuki-san when I handed her the test. There had been no time to write my symptoms on the back. Check the tips after the scene is over. You get a diagnosis for your checkboxes, but it doesn't tell you about it. Oh, interesting. Alright, cool. Now then, please go wait in the waiting room.
お薬が出てますから。
We'll have your medication out to you in just a few minutes.
薬
Huh? Medication? They were prescribing me something? Dr. Takashina never said anything about that.
ええ、先生の指示で。弱い精神安定剤です。ぐっすり眠れるようになるし、副作用などもありませんよ。
Yes, as per the doctor's orders. It's a weak sedative. You'll be able to sleep more soundly and there aren't any side effects. Oh. Wow, thoughtful as ever, Dr. Takashina. And yet when I realized I would have to wait in the lobby again, my mood was suddenly sent spiraling. Value of death. Life is suffering caused by desire. To end that suffering we must end desire. The contagious madness, the unchanging me. Power lines. Jeez. Wow, jeez. That's kind of a heavy little anime. In-universe anime there. Grill. Moderately delusional, which is the most common diagnosis. You live in a relatively comfortable life in the real world, and you are likely to spend on the same time hanging out with friends as you do enjoying TV, video games, and the media by yourself. Human beings are creatures that require delusions in moderation. For such a thing is the reason why our minds are so enriched. In your case, I'm sure you could enjoy your delusions while still making the best of your real life. Going forward, it'll be important to maintain a good balance between real life and delusions. If you allow your delusions to run too wild, you may find yourself in danger of becoming a freak in no time at all. A word from ISA. Really? ISA and you are here. We don't even know who ISA is. I suggest you sing. Let song flow from your lips. Singing is an act that exists in reality. However, pouring your thoughts into song is an act born from delusion. Singing allowed those two sides to coexist, and you can share such a beautiful coalescence with many. That is why you should sing. A word from Yua. I by no means think it's weird to enjoy anime, but please, don't let anime be the only thing you talk about in daily conversations. That's too funny. A quotation from a popular manga about Death Notes. Oh yeah, Death Note was brand new when this came out. Spoken by the protagonist in reference to his foolish accomplice. Full quote is,
"This guy's hopeless. I better do something quick."
Used to express exasperation. I mean, that seems like a common phrase. I say is the girl we briefly saw singing. Okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? By the time I'd gotten back to Shibuya, it was already evening. Hospital was technically in Shibuya Ward, but since Yoyogi was the closest station to it, commuting by train was the fastest. Oh, the Yamanote line, heard that in many animes and games and stuff. But the Yamanote line had been crowded as ever, and despite only being 2 stops long, the trip back still made me incredibly tired. Riding the train any further would have been a pain in the ass, so I decided to get off at Shibuya Station and make my way back to Pace from there. Even then, there were still tons of people outside the station. I despise crowds. They made my head spin. Not wanting to stay much longer, I tried to speed walk out of the Scramble Crossing. But even walking straight was not impossible. Stumbling even slightly caused people from both behind and front to bump into me. What's more, a bunch of people handing out pocket tissue packs blocked the way, practically forcing everyone who passed by to take them. Jeez. Fed up with everything, I ignored the first person handing them out, but took some off the second because at least she was a cute grill. I was so sick and tired of these people handing out tissue packs and shit to push their products. Didn't they have anything better to do than stand right in the middle of the road? Well, whatever. It was free, so might as well take it. Inside the tissue pack I took was a red flyer. And there was a paragraph's worth of shit written on top of it with white ink. Talk about ostentatious. Like, holy shit. Couldn't exactly miss something with that color scheme. As I walked along, I gave it a quick skim. Oh god. Type B blood is in short supply. It was a blood donation flyer. As I read it, I thought back to the form I filled out in the hospital. I didn't have any memory of filling something like that 4 years ago. Maybe the way they examine patients had changed recently. This looks like a screenshot of a real thing. But why is it in English? Did they translate it? Or... yeah, they must have translated it, but it looks like they, like, retook the photo in English. Even then, though, something felt oddly familiar about the test. Deja vu. I've been getting hit by it all the time recently. Oh, the fan pouch translates all the images. Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's insane. That looks like they straight up just took a new photo of something. That's crazy. Wow. Oh, sorry, I knocked the microphone a bit. Having my mind and body not function the way I wanted them to, the sense of dissonance, was an incredibly uncomfortable feeling. So in order to ascertain the true cause behind the deja vu, I tried flipping back through the pages of my memories. I thought back to when Mom had taken me to the hospital about once a week. I kept my mouth shut at all times and only expressed myself via nodding or shaking my head. At first, I'd been taken to a perfectly ordinary examination room. Since I showed no signs of improvement, I started going to a different room before long. The room had essentially been a counseling room, which meant it put the patient's relaxation first and foremost. In other words, there were sofas and plushies and whatnot located all throughout the room. Dr. Takashina had taken a very patient approach to treating me, although refusing to blame my situation on anyone. He alone caught on to how I was merely choosing not to speak, rather than having the inability to do so. Meanwhile, my mom would always talk to me in an unnaturally cheery voice. Every time I got to the hospital, the doctor would always welcome me with a refreshing smile. Yeah, seriously, blood donation and Shibuya. Really 428 flashbacks. Definitely. Zarmegas. Every time I got to the hospital, the doctor would always welcome me with a refreshing smile. The nurses also treated me with all the love and care they could. And... and... Ooh, who is this mystery person? I had a feeling that there had always been one more person in the room. Yeah, that secret agent motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, yes, I freaking, yeah. I knew that was fucking, oh, yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew he was important. Right. There had just been a man in a black suit. One that felt fairly out of place in a hospital. as I'd been doing my best not to speak. I never asked about him. I didn't know who the hell he was the entire time he was there. He didn't feel like a doctor. And he always stood all alone a fair distance away from everyone else, all while gazing out the window. Oh wait, Nozomi! That was on the thing! That was on the paper! That was on the fucking paper! I had dubbed in Mr. Nozomi in my head, though that wasn't his actual name or anything. Nozomi was the thing on the paper.
のぞみ
Nozomi. Oh, Nozomi seems like an evil organization. The man in the suit has always had a badge on his chest, no matter the situation. What, do they work for the Council of 300 or something? And on that badge was the word Nozomi. Open the settings? Okay. Config. Oh my god! Wow! Look at that! Oh, wow. System configuration check sheet Nozomi system. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. It looked like a logo to me, though, so it probably wasn't a name tag. Oh. Yeah, oh, okay, he remembered it, too. Okay. Oh, I knew why it was bothering me now. That test from before also had the Nozomi logo printed on it. I had hunted I'd seen it somewhere before, and now I finally remembered exactly where. It was like a huge weight had been lifted off my chest. That aside, what was Nozomi anyway? I was pretty sure it's the name of a business.
のぞみさんっていう美人女社長が設立したカウンターテロ組織とか
It could be a counter-terrorist organization founded by a gorgeous female CEO named Miss Nozomi. Just like a manga. Now he's gonna look it up. Yeah. When I arrived at my base, I gone straight up to look up Nozomi online. However, there was so many results I couldn't manage to pin down anything specific. Well, let's go for the more normal theory first. That Nozomi guy could have been from the company that made the test, and he was just at this hospital in order to sell them or something. The hospital had then adopted the test recently, and they decided to have me fill one out today. Nah, I doubted that. I never heard of some rando attending a patient's examination like that. You should cross-search Nozomi and psychology. So who the hell was that Mr. Nozomi guy? Memories kept pulling at my mind, but I was fed up with it at that point. Either way, the reason why my deja vu was now clear. Aside that I'd asked Dr. Takashina about my memory issues next week. But until then, I was going to stay cooped up in my room without bothering with school. Uh-oh, that means he has to go the full week next week or something. There was no way in hell I'd go to a school where people were trying to hurt me. In all honesty, I really don't want to screw up the minimum attendance chart. It works so carefully constructed. But it wasn't worth getting myself killed over. I gave up on my Nozomi search and went to look for any interesting looking threads on @channel. Man, child, that's a gruesome way to put it. Jeez. The news board was almost completely filled with new gen threads. Even the ESO boards have threads like, let's try and replicate new gen crimes in ESO. Oh god, why would you do that? Fucking sickos. And to be honest, I was beyond sick and tired of the whole thing. Diving back into ESO, I found Grim. Oh, he's in the town. The @channel news board is super fucking boring recently. The @channel... They really want to shut the fuck up about new gen. Whenever anyone like this happens, people always freak the fuck out about it. Shitstorm incarnate. Lol. They still haven't caught the culprit? I mean, you and I both know the police are incompetent, lol. There's tons of idiots all over the web painting the culprit as some moe hot chick, lol. Oh my god, that fits in with what he saw, though. Jeez. The demon girl. The desolate eyes of the girl I saw at the crucifixion murder scene flashed through my mind, and I felt a shiver run down my spine. How do they know all these murders are related? Aside from the gore, there's really nothing tying them together. As much as I didn't want to remember, that ghastly memory would come back any time I let my guard down. Wait, I'd seen the culprit's face. I knew who they were. Should I report it to the police? But I didn't want to get involved. Demon girl? Is there already an offshoot of the perp like that? I would be taking it a bit too far, TBH. Anyway, these new gen cases are seriously interesting, dude. I joined the Frepara new gen community. What, Frepara? Is Frepara in there? Oh, come on! Seriously? Seriously? Come on! You define things like shitstorm, but then you have Frepara, like, is not defined? What the hell is a Frepara? You're getting way too into this. Everyone but you and Sisson from our guild has joined. Oh god, was he serious? No, I wouldn't be able to hop and chat with my guild anymore. Ooh, I wonder who Sisson is. New gen is some weird shit, man. Gives me the chills. Okay, so it's like Facebook. Okay, but still, like, seriously, I can't believe they wouldn't define that. But they define things like shitstorm and grill. Like, come on. Seriously? I knew you were into gory stuff, Grim, but this is real life. Don't tell me you're type that looks for artistic merit in murder cases. Ooh, that's an accusation. True, the crucifixion corpse could have easily been mistaken for modern art, so it'd be fair to say that it was artistic in some sense. Nah, the only thing you should be seeking here is how lewd it is. Jeez, what the fuck? Wow, that's kind of creepy. It's like the ultimate form of BDSM. This guy's hopeless. I'd better do something quick. You'll get it once you leave behind your virginhood, Neidhart Town. Neidhart, I should say. You lowly bastard. Are you saying you're not a virgin? Ooh. Ugh. You damn traitor. Ors. Back on topic, though. The site pulling all the info together is full to the brim, so you really ought to take a look. Yeah, fictional ones, Conway. I've seen people do that for fictional ones, like, but not real life. I really didn't want to look. I was too scared to. I wanted to escape that reality in which I'd witnessed the scene of the crime. That's why I've been intently avoiding all info related to NoaH ever since then. I wanted to fool myself into believing that the gruesome scene I'd seen had just been a delusion. But I mean, people all know about it in real life. It definitely wasn't. I was basically a god in ESO, not just someone strong, but someone who knew all. The site pulling all the info together is full to the brim, so you really ought to take a look. Are you serious? Wow, that is fucked up. Like, I knew people did it for fictional characters, but I had no idea people did that for real life. Wow, that is fucked up. Jeez. I'm sorry, that is simply fucked up. Like, it's one thing to be interested in true crime and, like, you know, like, wanted, like, but, like, actually simping for them? Like, dang. Wow, that is fucked up. Wow. Not to mention I was a guild leader. It'd be beyond embarrassing if the organizers of the group couldn't keep up with the latest topics. I had to make sure that didn't happen. Oh boy. Oh boy. I clicked the link to the site Grimm had sent me. Well, that is fucked up, you guys. I kind of wish I didn't know that was an actual thing. Man, jeez. Oh my god. The top of the site had the title All Things NoaH written in big, bright letters at the center of the page. The type of website was basically like a wiki. It was open to the public, and anyone could enter info related to a particular topic. See, like, I understand that for fictional characters, Conway, but not real life. My god. I know, it's been delusional since the first episode, but it's still funny. In the case of this NoaH site, lots of people entered info concerning NoaH, and the site updated as they did. Sites like it tended to suffer from unreliable info being mixed in, as well as fair share of vandalism from trolls, but they could at least be pretty useful for getting a quick overview of an incident. Many links were pasted all over the page. I promptly clicked on the link that read current timeline. My heart raced. Just reading the site was making me nervous. My palms were slick with sweat. Want the general news I got? Jeez. Wow, I can't believe that. Earthquake? What does the earthquake have to do with that? The first incident of the group dive was the suicide of 5 high schoolers that had jumped to their deaths. It happened the dead of night on September 7th, which was about a month ago at this point. The building they jumped off of was Cornelius Tower, which is located in Shibuya. They dove off the rooftop of a helipad. Oh my god, can't wait. Crocodile. Oh my god. Of course, all 5 had died instantly. Oh my god, Crocodile was here! I didn't even see that one! Oh wow, Futanari Daisuke. Oh wow, I didn't think you'd be into that, Takumi. Huh. Wow, that's unexpected for you. Pretty cool though. Oh my god. Crocodile, he's friggin' interested in Arc Knights before Arc Knights was a thing. That's pretty hilarious. Homo Station too? Wow. Huh. You know, it's nice to know he has varied interests. That's pretty cool. Alright. According to the autopsies, the 5 all had foreign pieces of flesh under their fingernails, along with various scratch marks on their hands. Yeah, I saw that one, Conway. Yes, they finally done it Main Strange Gate too. These are his bookmarks. So yeah. He's it's very, very fascinating. That's kind of cool, actually. Like, you wouldn't expect him to be interested in those kind of things. Based on that, it was surmised that the 5 had been holding hands as they jumped for one reason or another. There was no suicide note of any form on the rooftop. A person online, one of those people acting like Snake. My god. Are they talking about Solid Snake? Had actually gone to Cornelius Tower themselves. I reported that the door to the roof had a sign on it saying no entry to unauthorized personnel. And it was locked practically 24/7. Wait, did they mean Solid Snake? Oh, yep, they did. Naturally, the door had been locked at the time of the incident, and the key was not found among the belongings of the deceased. Essentially, the rooftop helipad had effectively been a locked room. Oh, here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Oh, wow. Locked room mystery. Here we go. A locked room, and the method the 5 would use to enter was completely unknown. There was a very high chance that someone other than the 5 had been present at the scene of the incident. The second incident of the man-child murder case had occurred 12 days after the first, placing it on September 19th. Oh, is it like every 12 days? Early in the morning, a university student on their way home from a karaoke session discovered a collapsed man covered in blood by the Shibuya Station underpass. They could have used a helicopter. Absolutely, Conway. The victim had been a university student residing in Shibuya Ward, a 21-year-old named Konoe Chizuo. He was already dead when he was discovered with his abdomen and an unnatural, very large swelling. According to the autopsy, someone had performed an abdominal incision on the man, stuffed a newly born fetus. Oh my god. That is so fucked up. Inside the man's stomach and stitched it back up. Moreover, DNA tests confirmed that the fetus had no blood relation to the victim, obviously. The victim was a bachelor and no relation with any woman. It was only online speculation, but assumed that the 32-week-old fetus had moved from its mother's body via C-section. That is so fucked up. However, the mother's identity, current whereabouts, and even whether or not she was alive were completely unknown. It was possible that the police had already discovered her whereabouts, but if they had, nothing had been publicly revealed. Yep, that is... Ugh. I averted my eyes from the monitor to keep myself from throwing up. Jesus Christ, talk about nauseating. But how do they know it's the same culprit? Like, how do they know these cases are even related? That's what I want to know. The culprit was completely insane. And maybe, just maybe these ghastly murders. Had been carried out by that girl. I mean, again, how do you know they were all done by the same person? Japan is over! I stared at Seroton in an attempt to bleach my eyes. And with that, I somehow managed to stabilize my mental state. I considered taking the meds the doctor gave me, but Seroton did the job nonetheless. Anyway, while that might have been necessary to maintain Neidhart's honor, reading all that gory stuff really fucking sucked. Oh, we're changing word lines.
そんなに辛いならさ、読まなくていいって。
If it's so hard, then you don't have to read it, you silly goose.
タッキーがド M ってんなら別に止めないけど。
Though if you are a super masochist, then I won't stop you, Taki.
辛そうなタッキーは見てられないさ。
I just can't bear to see my Taki go through so much pain.
もうやめよう。楽しいことだけしてようよ。
So why don't you just stop? We can just stick to the fun things in life.
いつもみたく、私にハーハーしてもいいからさ。
Oh God! Oh God! Props to the voice actor for keeping composure through a line like this. So y'all could just bat to me like you always do, silly. Oh my God. Oh, how wonderful and caring you are, Seroton. Like, it really seems like she's gonna be like some kind of ultimate antagonist here. Yeah, Sarah, yeah. The Sarah in his head, yeah, definitely seems like an antagonist here. Seroton was the only one who would stay by my side. I couldn't ask for a better waifu. I rested my chin on my hands above the table, watching Seroton smile as I took deep breaths. My soul had been healed. I might be able to get through a little more if I kept glancing at her as I read. And so I decided to put that into practice right away. You know, to me, I kept thinking that it looked like she was holding like a giant like spatula, fly swatter, because this looked like it continued onto this. Like the map in the corner of the screen here. And so he decided to put that into practice right away. Come to think of it, why had those two unrelated yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm so glad Takumi thinks of these things too. Come to think of it, why had those two unrelated cases both been slapped with the new gen label? Apparently the group dive had initially been treated as a group suicide. But after the man-child incident occurred, people online reinvestigated it and discovered the unnatural circumstances surrounding the scene of the crime. Rumors then began to appear, saying that 5 may have actually been killed. The suicide label was merely a cover-up. According to the parents and good friends of the 5 victims, there was no way it could have been suicide. Then, the mass media had started making connections between the 2 incidents, starting with where they occurred, Shibuya. Madness explodes in today's youth. The new generation madness. Ah, fuck off. Sensationalist headlines like that have started popping up everywhere. To my understanding, anyway. Wow. Then came the 3rd case. The murder case I'd witnessed, dubbed as the crucifixion. The site didn't have as much info on this case, likely due to have only occurred recently. The victim, 56-year-old Ota Hisashi, was a university professor who had been crucified with stakes to the concrete wall of a vacant house. That was all that had been publicly revealed. Many of the neighboring residents had claimed that for over an hour after the time was thought to have occurred, or around 8 p.m., they could hear the sound of nails being hammered into something. Jeez. Even I'd heard the sound. I could hear it even now. A horrible, terrifying sound. On a related note, no connection between the 3rd case and the group dive or the man-child have been discovered yet. With it being the 3rd abnormal incident to happen in quick succession in Shibuya. The crucifixion was naturally treated as another new gen incident. The police and mass media believe that all the crimes had different culprits. Okay. Interesting. But the predominant opinion online, or rather what most of the net hope was going on, was that the crimes either shared a single culprit or an organized group of culprits. Oh my god, social media. Fucking social media is at it again. Oh god. Because we all know that social media is so great when dealing with real life criminal incidents. There are also many occult-based theories whispered about online, just that everything had begun with the earthquake from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, an earthquake with a seismic intensity of 3 occurred, with Shibuya as its epicenter. Although the scale was fairly minor, there were still 8 fatalities, which became a popular topic of discussion. Come to think of it, it was also true that the new gen cases had begun after that earthquake. Because of that, the new gen occultists argued that the 8 deaths in the earthquake should be counted as the first new gen incident, causing a dispute between them and the new gen mainstreamers. Oh my god. Regardless, the entire situation was abnormal. After all, despite the fact that these brutal cases had occurred in quick succession, no clues on any of their culprits have been found. Regardless, the entire situation was abnormal. After all, despite the fact that 3 brutal cases had occurred in quick succession, no clues on any of their culprits have been found. And many online were waiting eagerly for a 4th case. Oh, come on, you guys. If I wasn't directly connected to it all, I probably would have joined in on the case myself. Posted a few threads, maybe a few theories. I could have been waiting excitedly for the 4th incident at this very moment. Damn it, all these assholes were just having the time of their lives, weren't they?
犯人を早く捕まえてくれよ。
Please just catch the culprit already. A week had passed since the crucifixion, but neither the demon girl nor the police had made any moves. If they knew I'd been at the source of the crime, they would definitely come and question me about it. There hadn't been any signs of that actually happening. Thank God. It looks like I wasn't going to get dragged into this after all. Oh, famous last words.
あなたには予知能力がありますか?
Do you have precognitive powers? The clean new ad thrusted at me flashed into my mind.
予知能力があるって思わなきゃ納得できないような画像データをあなたが持っていたから。
Well, right here is an unaccountable digital picture that can only be explained by precognitive powers. That's why I had to ask. Even though I'd finally started to relax, feeling of despair came flying right back in an instant. The image sent by Shogun. The data was still on my PC. Don't you dare. Yui's claims were no more than delusion she dreamt up. Her deductions were a total stretch, not to mention logically bankrupt. Well, I might have ended up not asking about in the hospital today. The idea of me doing things without remembering them was completely absurd. Utterly impossible. I mean, nothing like that had ever happened to me before. So the gory image was obviously faked.
だったらさ、
In that case... Uh-oh. You.
合成だって証拠を見つけちゃえばいいさ。
Y'all should find proof that it's fake.
あの画像解析しちゃおうよ。
So let's give this picture a little look-see. But it's so disgusting. I really don't want to look at it any more than I already have.
あの女を論破しちゃえば、タッキーはもう怯えることなく平穏な生活に戻れるんだよ。
If y'all destroy that bimbo's argument, Taki, you'll be able to go back to your peaceful life, don't you know? And if you do that, there'll be none to fear no longer. Oh yeah, she's absolutely supposed to have a southern accent. I guess she has Kansai. I guess she has a Kansai accent in Japanese because that's what they usually substitute. So you know what you gotta do. Of course, she was exactly right. Yua had talked to me as if I was the culprit behind the crucifixion. That wasn't true at all. I mean, I'd seen the culprit's face. If I'd let Yua put the blame on me after that. So with a gulp, I double-clicked the folder where the images were cached. Oh, we know that's a delusion. Oh, wow, a new character here. Okay, you know what, you guys? I think I'm getting a bit tired, and I think this is a good place to stop off. Ooh, wow. Dang, that girl, I think, yeah, her, Seraton, looking kind of final bossy, I have to say. I don't know, like, in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, we're getting intense into, like, it looks like they're going to discuss the case. There's probably some secret information that we don't know yet. So that's what's going to happen next time. And until then, yes. Okay, today is Sunday, so that'll be Thursday, and more Arena on Tuesday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. Hail the sweetest of hearts. See ya.